What's up? It's your girl Sharon here, and I'm happy because I'm talking to you today about music. Music feeds my soul. Music for me is like healing. And I love all kinds of music. I love old school music, like a little Earth, Wind and Fire, a little Al Green, which is considered old school to me. You may can go back and forth like Supremes, but I ain't going back that far. I'm talking like, when I say old school, I think Earth, Wind and Fire, Luther Vandross, OJ's, the Gap Band. I can listen to that all day. And then I can listen to, a little R&B, 90s R&B. I don't really think they have I don't think they really have R&B nowadays. I mean, I know they got, the little stuff they listen to, but some of the songs that I hear kind of scare me, like I Want to Be Your Side Piece or whatever that is. No, that's not my thing. I can listen to some hip hop, got a little Cardi B in me, a little Nicki Minaj, a little Megan Thee Stallion, I like to, we talked twerk a while back. I do a little twerking every now and then, but it's not my main thing. But, I like a little hip hop, I'm from Atlanta, Georgia. I'm from Kirkwood. I'm from the hood. So we grew up on stuff like that. And some of the lyrics that they're speaking about, I know. So I can deal with that. And I love gospel music. If I had the talent that they had, which, I could sing a little bit, but if I had what they had, I would sing gospel all day, every day, because I do love gospel music. And I can listen to some rock. I can listen to, some country music. I can listen to it all if it feels, if I can vibe with it, I can love it. I have no discrimination when it comes to music. I love music. Music is my life. As a little girl, like most people, started out in church, singing in the choir, and it was just an awesome thing for me. It was like a zone that I could get in and just go so far with it. It blew my mind to be a part of a choir, and it blew my mind to listen to some of the elder women sing, some of the young women sing, to be singing. I just love music. And as I got older, R&B was my thing, and the cool thing was my mom and them, they don't do that today, but back in the day they used to have like real house parties, right? And in the house parties that your parents would throw, they would listen to some music, and I would love to listen to their music because I thought their music was the coolest. Now granted, as kids, you couldn't come to the party. All the kids had to hang in the back of the room. You had no business being out there with the grown folks, but you could hear their music, and it was awesome. And then the little chants, you remember the roof is on fire. I ain't gonna say the rest because y'all know what it is, but that's the fun part about the house parties and the music. I used to love the music, and I don't know if any of y'all went through this, but did your parents ever say, y'all come out here and sing that song, or come out here and do that dance? And I was like, oh my God, really? You want me to do that? You be like, I really don't want to do it, but you'll do it because that's your mama. You ain't gonna tell your mama or your dad no. But I love that part about the house party, listen to the music. And as I got older, it just became a thing that I just had to have music in my life. And the cutest little thing I'm going to tell y'all, and I don't think I ever told this to nobody, but I had this older cousin named Keita, and she had this desire to be like a music producer. So we formed a group, right? And it was like 3 girls and 2 guys. And then that didn't work out, so it ended up just being us 3 girls, which was me, my first cousin, and a good friend of my cousin who wanted to be a producer. So we had like a little SWV, a little youth, 3 women in love, I don't know, going on. And we actually had to go into this guy, he had like a recording studio, and we went and sang, and he wanted to hear us sing, and we did pretty good. So that was pretty cool. But I just love music. It didn't matter what part of the music, I just love the music. And when I became a teenager, I fell in love with Mary J. Blige. If I ever meet Mary, y'all, I might act a fool. I'll be telling people I'm not famous struck, like I ain't gonna be a fanatic, but I don't know. If I pass by Mary J. Blige, I might pass out. I don't know. Or I might just grab and be like, Mary, I just love you so much. Because y'all, Mary J. Blige was my therapist back then. I mean, from every album, every song, everything she sung, I felt like I was in it. And I know a lot of people talk about, oh, she ain't do nothing but remake other people's songs. I don't care if she remade whatever She was my girl, and I loved her, and I loved her music, her realness. She's a real person on stage. She is real in her music as she is on stage. I have seen her twice in concert. Oh my God, she could put on a concert. I love her. To this day, she's still popping and locking and dropping and kicking and everything. But I love her. She was my therapist, my healer. Listen to her music, you know, talking about my life. When my life hit, I said, she is talking about me. Look at my life. If you just see what I see, if you look at my life, oh my God, I was there. But all of her albums, there has not been an album that she has put out that I have not said, oh my God, Mary, you did it again. You know, so that's my favorite person. Although I love quite more, but she's my number one. And you gotta have a little Beyonce in your life. You gotta have Usher, you know, all of that. And see, we grew up with Usher, right? I grew up in Atlanta. He started in Atlanta, you know. So we know Usher. Like, we know Usher. Like, I don't know him like he's my best friend, but we know Usher. You know, we have seen him. I have seen him in concert, you know. But I love music, you know. And Mary was kind of like my soundtrack, you know, growing up. And then, you know, I've met my husband, my soulmate. And ironically, the craziest thing about him and I is we both love music. Now, the thing about my husband, I think his music life is a little bit more richer than mine. And when I say richer, his dad, I promise you, if I meet anybody else, I'm going to say you still don't have enough albums like his dad had. His dad's house is nothing but albums from the floor up to the sky, and they listen to music every day. So my husband knows music. And, you know, when we realized that we both love music, I think it brought us a little bit closer, because we realized we like the same artists. You know, we liked a lot of R&B, or it would be like my R&B to his hip hop, or his hip hop to, or my hip hop to his R&B. We gelled so well. And most of the nights that we started dating and spending together, because yes, we used to spend the night, we were shacking up, okay, I'm being honest. And most of them nights that we would hang out, it would be music in it. And he would play something, and I'd be like, oh my God, like, he would play songs off of albums that I didn't play because I never listened to it. And he'd be like, yeah, you ain't never listened to this? And I was like, no. And then he'd say, hey, let me play a song, let me play an album for you to tell you where that sound came from. So he would know, like, if a song came out and somebody else reading it, we would be like, yeah, that went to a whole nother album. And he would pull out the album because his dad had, you know, every album in the world. I mean, anybody who, maybe not of it today, but probably from like the 2000s on back, he got every album. I promise you, he got like 2,000 albums in his house. I mean, I don't know if it's worth it. It got to be worth something, but he has 1 million albums in his house. But I say that to say that's how me and my husband came together. It was like okay, I can't say the word, but it's like, you know, when you have another artist sing with another artist on their album, that's how me and him was. He was like, I was Mary J, he was Method Man. That's how I put it together. That's how we were. I was Mary J, he was Method Man, and he was, you know, better looking than Method Man, you know, and I was a little cuter than Mary J. But we were like Mary J and Method Man. We gelled instantly with the music, and it did so much for us. And not even just made us happy, but when we was going through hard times, the music would kind of bring us back together, you know? You know, when we were struggling in our lives, and I can remember one weekend we literally had nothing. We had no money. We didn't have a quarter to our name. You know, thank God there was a little some chicken up in the freezer, and I was able to thaw out some chicken and fry a couple pieces of chicken wings, and he was able to get a bottle of wine or whatever, you know, and we would put music on and light the fireplace. Beautiful. And that weekend we couldn't tell that we was going through nothing, because we knew we had come together with what we had, and we made music. You know what I'm saying? That is music. Our life is music. We made music in that home when we didn't have much, but he could put on he could play a CD, because we was playing CDs back then. He could, you know, play the CD on the stereo, and he knew what I liked, so he would play what I like, and then in return I would play what he liked. We would read each other, and we knew each other through our music, through what we liked, and we liked the same music. We would listen to the same music, and we would jam, we would dance, you know what I'm saying? We would dance together, you know, he was all up on me, you know, all up on me, everything, and I was all up on him, I ain't gonna lie. But we love the same music, and music brought us together. It made us stronger. And even in gospel music, you know, there have been some times when me and him have traveled and listened to gospel all the way up to where we was going. So he even loves gospel music, you know, and we both get caught up. There have been times when we've listened to a gospel song and both got caught up on the music because it touched us deeply. And it talked, and when we listen to the gospel music, it did so much for us, you know, and we would get caught up together and we would shout together, we would cry together. It just blessed us. So it wasn't just one type of music. We could listen to all types of music and we could enjoy each other, and it would be so awesome, y'all. And if you're a music lover out there, you know, let me know. You know, let's get together, and you may know some songs that I don't know, but to all my music lovers out there, music is healing to the soul. My husband loved jazz. I didn't like jazz at first, but the more and more he started playing, I'm like, okay, I can feel that. I like that. So even jazz, you know, is real soothing. You know, if you want to meditate, you can meditate on gospel music. You can meditate on jazz. Just something it calms you down. You know, if you find something that you really like to hear and it sounds good to you, it can help you. It can calm you down. You know, sometimes you at home alone, especially like people who cleaning. Ain't nothing like cleaning and playing a little Whitney, a little Tina Turner. You'll clean the whole house before it's over with. And that's my husband. He plays that music. He can clean the house in like 2 hours off of 2 albums. You know, whatever the track, that's his soundtrack, you know, of him cleaning. But no, we just love music, and it does so much to us. And even today, you know, being with our son, you know, we're talking a whole nother generation. Now, his generation music is a little scary. I ain't gonna lie. I have to pray for y'all, pray for these kids, because some of the stuff they say in these lyrics is very scary. But they're a generation, that's their music. Just like when we was coming up, our parents didn't like our music, remember? You know, they ain't like Master P, you know, and all that Tupac and stuff, that Tupac, whoever that is, I don't want to hear that. They treat us the same way. And I'm pretty sure when they was coming up, their parents didn't like their music. You know, it goes along with generation. Things don't change, you know, things are the same. But when it comes to music, you know, it's my soundtrack, it's my life. I love it. I love my husband. It brings us together, the music that we love. It just does so much for us, you know, and everybody has something that keeps them going. And for us, it's the music. For some people, it may be reading a book, or it may be walking the park or whatever like that. But truly, I think for me and my husband, the soundtrack in our life is just love music, R&B music, soft music, gospel, maybe a little hip hop, maybe not, because, you know, we both like to dance and get crunk a little bit, turn up, you know, we both like doing that. So that's us in a nutshell, the Joneses. I call it our soundtrack, which is love music. My soundtrack, Mary J. Blige. His soundtrack might be 666 Mafia, if y'all know who that is, because, you know, he thought he was, you know, a gangster back in the day, which he was not. But he was cool. He was cool. He was laid back. And I love him, and I love y'all, you know, and I hope, you know, you enjoyed this, me talking about my music, and hopefully in the future, you know, we get everything, you know, right. I can play a little stuff in the background that y'all can hear me, like, I like that song too, you know, so we got that coming. And look forward to that, you know, for me playing the music that I love and playing some of the music that me and my husband love. It might be a session where me and him get on here and talk about how that song played into our lives. You know, how when we listen to a Jill Scott song, it reminds us of a time when him and I was just, you know, so in love, or when we didn't have much, you know, and it cheered us up. So, you know, that's what music does for me. Music is healing to my soul. I love music. I can listen to music every day, all day, and most of the time I do. And it just does something to me. It does something for me, and I just love music. So this is your girl Sharon. It's your girl Sharon, first of all, coming at you talking about music is healing to my soul. I love y'all. Please like, subscribe, hit the check mark, whatever it is for YouTube, and just hit your girl up. Leave some comments, and I love y'all. Holla. Peace.